last video we had done about Ustad Bismillah Khan. We were doing chapter 2 of Beehive, the sound of music. Alright, part 1 we had done about Evelyn Glennie and part 2 we had done about Ustad Bismillah Khan. And I had told you that once we finish both the parts, then we'll do the question answers. So today we'll do the question answers. You should be ready with your copy and pen. I'll be dictating the answers and you have to write the answers in your copy and some answers in your book also. So be ready with that. So before that, let's see what we had seen. So first we had learned or read about Evelyn Glennie. By the time she became 11 years old, she was deaf. Still, she became a percussionist, a multi-percussionist, only because of her strong will, only because of her determination, only because of her hard work. Otherwise, a deaf person becoming a musician, very difficult thing, impossible, almost impossible. But she proved that nothing is impossible. If you have that vision, if you think that you want to do it, if you decide that you have to do it and you will do it, then you will definitely do it. So you have to put in your determination and hard work, and that is what she had done. Then we came to Ustad Bismillah Khan. Alright, he took Shehnai to great heights. He took it to the classical stage. He made it world famous. So, because of that, we remember Ustad Bismillah Khan. Whenever we think about Shehnai, automatically the image of Ustad Bismillah Khan also comes in our mind. And because of his great achievement, so many awards which he had received, and the way he had made India famous all over the world, because of that he was given the Bharat Ratna. And we had also seen that he loved India or Hindustan very much. He was not ready to leave Hindustan and go to USA, where one of his students was setting up a school and wanted him to lead that music school. He refused because he could not stay away from India, and especially away from Banaras, away from the river Ganga, away from Dumrao. He couldn't stay away from all these things, these towns and the holy river, and because of that he refused to go anywhere. And he says, when I am away from India, I long to be back to India. When I am in Mumbai, I long to be in Banaras. I long to be near river Ganga. And it is near river Ganga that he used to sit and practice when he was under training of his uncle, Ali Baksh. He used to practice, and he had practiced many ragas which were considered to be impossible to be played using a Shehnai. And he made those ragas very easy to be played using Shehnai. So that was his hard work which helped him to become the Shehnai maestro of India, the Shehnai maestro of the world, Ustad Bismillah Khan. So the life of both these persons, whether it is Evelyn Glennie or Ustad Bismillah Khan, their lives inspire us. Their lives tell us that nothing is impossible. If we determine, if we have the willpower, if we decide that yes, I have to achieve it, then definitely if we work hard, we will achieve our goal. That is what we understand from the lives of both these persons. So I hope you had understood the chapter nicely, no problem with it, isn't it? So now let's start writing the question answers, and some exercises are there in the book that also I'll make you do. So be ready with your book, copy, pencil and pen. Okay, first we'll do page number 25. You have this, tick the right answer. The Shehnai Pungi was a reeded noise maker. The answer is Pungi. Second, Bismillah Khan, a barber, Ali Baksh, transformed the pungi into a shahnai, a barber. Third, Bismillah Khan's paternal ancestors were barbers, professional musicians. Professional musicians. Fourth, Bismillah Khan learned to play the shahnai from Ali Baksh, Pegambar Baksh or Ustad Fayaz Khan. Ali Baksh. Fifth, Bismillah Khan's first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, USA, Canada. Afghanistan. Page number 26, down you have this. From the text of Bismillah Khan, find the words and phrases that match these definitions and write them down. The number of the paragraph where you will find the words and phrases has been given for you in brackets. First one, the home of royal people. You write there, the royal residence. The royal residence. Second, the state of being alone, solitude. Third, a part which is absolutely necessary, indispensable, indispensable. Fourth, to do something not done before, invent, invent. Fifth, without much effort, effortlessly, effortlessly. Sixth, quickly and in large quantities, fast and thick, fast and thick. Then you have this, tick the right answer. When something is revived, it lives again. It lives again. Second, when a government bans something, it wants it stopped. Stopped. Third, when something is considered auspicious, welcome it. Welcome it. Fourth, when we take to something, we find it interesting. Interesting. Fifth, when you appreciate something, you find it good and useful. Find it good and useful. Sixth, when you replicate something, you do it for the second time. For the second time. When we come to terms with something, it is no longer upsetting. No longer upsetting. So this was to be done in the book. Now be ready with your copy and pen. Okay, the first question. This is of the part 1. How old was Evelyn when she went to the Royal Academy of Music? You write, Evelyn was 16 years old when she went to the Royal Academy of Music. Evelyn was 16 years old when she went to the Royal Academy of Music. Question 2. When was her deafness first noticed? When was it confirmed? Answer. Her deafness was first noticed when she was 8 years old. Her deafness was first noticed when she was 8 years old. It was confirmed by the time she was 11. It was confirmed by the time she was 11. Then you come to the next group of questions, which is answer each of these questions in a short paragraph, 30 to 40 words. First question in this. Who helped her to continue with music? What did he do and say? Answer. The percussionist Ron Forbes helped her to continue with music. The percussionist Ron Forbes helped her to continue with music. Then the second part, answer to the second part of this question. He spotted her potential and said, comma, inverted comma, don't listen through your ears, comma, try to sense it some other way, full stop, inverted comma, close. He began by tuning two large drums to different notes. Question 2. Name the various places and causes for which Evelyn performs. Answer. Evelyn performs at regular concerts. Full stop. She also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. Full stop. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. Full stop. Then we come to the next type of question, which is 100 to 150 words. There is one question in this. How does Evelyn hear music? The answer is on the screen also, so you can pause the video and see the answer from the screen and write. Evelyn hears music by sensing the notes through different parts of her body. Full stop. Ron Forbes, her trainer, tuned two drums to different notes and asked her not to listen through her ears, but to sense it in some other way. Full stop. Then, she realized that she could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower drum from the waist down. Full stop. She learned how to open her mind. And body to sounds and vibrations. Full stop. Next paragraph. Forbes kept repeating the same exercise, and then Evelyn realized that she can sense certain notes in different parts of her body. Full stop. Next paragraph. she says that when she plays the xylophone, comma, she could feel the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips, full stop. When she leans against the drums, comma, she could feel the resonances flowing into her body, full stop. When she performs on a wooden platform, comma, she removes her shoes so that the vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs, full stop. She says that music pours in through every part of her body, full stop. It tingles in the skin, comma, her cheekbones and even in her hair, full stop. Now we'll do the question answers of part 2, that is Ustad Bismillah Khan. Answer the question in 30 to 40 words. Question 1. Why did Aurangzeb ban the playing of the pungi? Answer. Aurangzeb banned the playing of the musical instrument pungi because it had a shrill and unpleasant sound. Full stop. It was thereafter considered a noise maker. Full stop. Question 2. How is a Shehnai different from a pungi? Answer. Shehnai is an improved version of pungi as it has a better tonal quality than pungi, full stop. It is a natural hollow stem pipe that is longer and broader than a pungi. Full stop. It has 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Full stop. Question 3. Where was the Shehnai played traditionally? How did Bismillah Khan change this? 2 parts there are. Answer. The Shehnai was a part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Full stop. It was played in royal courts, comma, temples and weddings. Full stop. You leave one line and write. Ustad Bismillah Khan changed the tradition by bringing this instrument onto the classical stage? Question 4. When and how did Bismillah Khan get his big break? Answer. Bismillah Khan got his big break in 1938 with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow. All India Radio in Lucknow, full stop. Soon he became an often heard Shehnai player on radio. Shehnai player on radio. Question 5. Where did Bismillah Khan play the Shehnai on 15 August 1947? Why was the event historic? Answer. Bismillah Khan played the Shehnai at the Red Fort on 15 August 1947. Full stop. He greeted the nation with his Shehnai. Full stop. Leave one line, then write. The event was historic because it was the day when India got independence from the British rule. Full stop. Bismillah Khan played Rag Kafi to an audience that included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Full stop. Question 6. Why did Bismillah Khan refuse to start a Shehnai school in the USA? Answer. Bismillah Khan refused to start a Shehnai school in the USA because he did not want to stay away from India. Full stop. He was so fond of Banaras, the river Ganga and Dumrao that it was impossible for him to stay away for long. Full stop. The last question, question 7. Find at least 2 instances in the text which tell you that Bismillah Khan loves India and Banaras. Answer. The 2 instances that show Bismillah Khan's love for India and Banaras are: first point, Bismillah Khan refused one of his students' offer to start a Shehnai school in the USA because of his immense love for Benares, river Ganga and Dumrao. Full stop. Leave one line. Second point. He says that whenever he is in a foreign country, he keeps yearning to see Hindustan, and when he is in Mumbai, he thinks of only Banaras and the Holy Ganga. Full stop. So with this, your question answers are over and the lesson is complete. So do your work neatly. Alright, in the copy, maintain the copy nicely. Ma'am has already told you which work is to be done in which copy. So accordingly, you do your work nicely, neatly, and keep your copies with you. Whenever you are asked to produce it, you have to give the copies. Alright, so maintain it nicely. So in the next video, we'll do the poem. Next is poem, Wind. So we'll do that in the next video. So till then, be good and take care.